Hello and welcome to Antique Needleworkers. My name is Shellie and this is my channel about cross stitch and all my crafty endeavors. And I'm so glad you joined me here today. If this is your first time here, I hope you find something that inspires you, and I'm so grateful that you've chosen to join me here today. And if you're a return subscriber, I thank you so much for coming time and time again. Well, hello friends. Oh my goodness. I have got a funny story to start out with, and you will get a good laugh at it. But I filmed this video actually yesterday, but I literally tanked it. You know why? It was even longer than a long Shellie Fry video. It was so ginormous that even I thought, geez, if I was going to name the video, I would call it Antique Needleworkers All-Star Video Going for an Academy Award documentary series. It was ginormous. And it was like, no, I have so much to say to you. I have so much to share with you. You know, Carrie came into town. I went to the Nicola Parkman retreat, which is what the focus of today's video will be. And I have had my stitching and all the things that I've done in between. And you know, I love that when I make a long video, which I know I think I'm the one on YouTube that makes the longest. But my videos, you all say, oh no, Shellie, the longer the better. We love to just stitch and watch you, and you just cheer me along. But you know, on the other hand, sometimes I think there's got to be a point where it's just too big. And geez, I have so much to say, and like you tell me, I feel like I'm just sitting with my friend. Honestly, I feel the exact same way. I feel like when I'm sitting in front of this camera and talking about this, I'm just sitting with my close friends and we're just talking about our stitching. And you know, hours and minutes just waste away very quickly when you're doing that. So anyway, so the monumentally longest video that ever has been shot on my camera, yeah, I tanked it and said, let's just go back and do this right. So today, what can you expect from today? Well, today I am going to specifically stay within the parameters of telling you about the retreat for the Queen City Sampler Guild, which I am a part of, that we just celebrated a week ago with Nicola Parkman. We had her in, and we all participated in Mrs. Parkman's School of Needlework. And it was by far and large the best retreat I have ever been to, ever. And it deserves its own time space, and me not trying to squeeze every little jot and tittle into one video, even though I had fun when I filmed it. But anyway, so I want you to be able to get the value of all the information that is around that. So today, you know, you're not going to see a ton of stitching. What you're going to get is all the details. I'm going to show you the things that we were given, which this is the most extensive of any retreat I've been to. I received more extensively from the event itself than I have ever received at a retreat. It was executed with such excellence, and it is worthy of its own video. But I did have a little bit of happy mail, and I have a very important thing that I'm going to participate in that is very timely that I tell you, or I would wait till I'm going to make a second video this week so you get to see me twice. So, but that video is going to be just chock full of what I've been doing, all the stuff that Carrie and I did. I'm going to show you all of the antique finds, etc., and talk all about that in the second video this week. But I can't wait for that video to tell you a bit of information, and you'll appreciate it when I tell you about it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my happy mail. I'm going to tell you about the event that you could participate in and show you my items. And then I am going to I have the giveaway winners from last video, and I do right here want to say that our giveaways, the giveaways from the past, I have got them all caught up with the people that have contacted me, or I have reached out and ran you down. I have them up to date now. I thank you so much for your patience with all that was going on in my life with my husband, and I got behind on the giveaways. And I don't just pack up a giveaway and take them one at a time to the post office. What I do is I wait for several of you, or if not all of you, to check in so that I can take them all at once, because it turns into an ordeal, and I'm back and forth to the post office. But I have everything that has been claimed, or I've hunted you down and found you. I have that up to date. So things are on the way, but I have the winners from last videos. I have that pulled, and I will tell you the winners of those. And then I will tell you all the things about the absolutely phenomenal, memorable retreat that I just participated in. Okay, so first things first, I got a little card from Bonnie DaCosta. It was so sweet. She received something that I sent her. She sent me a sweet verse and had lovely words to say, and I appreciate your card, Bonnie. Thank you so much for sending me a sweet note. I appreciate that so much. Then as well, on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, you all know Jackie Beechner, Jack's Creative Inspirations. Last year, when Jackie came to StitchCon A, where Carrie and I were both at, she brought textiles to us last year, and she had told us that there was more at her house, and so she decided it was time to send them, and she sent a big stack of beautiful hand laces for Carrie and I to share, and Carrie will be back in just a short period of time for StitchCon A, and when she comes back, we're going to share these. As a matter of fact, all of Carrie's haul that she got from antiquing and from the retreat, it's over here in the mill because she was flying, but she's going to be driving back when she comes for StitchCon, so she's going to pick up her haul then. So we decided we would separate the linens then. So I just wanted to tell you, Jackie, I love you. Thank you so much. We both appreciated your kindness. The linens are beautiful. We will put them to good use. Your note was precious. She also sent me 2 books, and you know what? As a matter of fact, they're right here. Let me grab them. I forgot to, you know, when I filmed that video yesterday, you're going to laugh. I put everything away. I filed the patterns. I put all the gifts away. I took the labels off of different things. I had to go dig in the garbage can and collect all the things and make piles again for the 2 videos, because to reshoot it, I had to go grab all the stuff back out, so I forgot to grab these. She sent this book for me. It's called Let's Pray, and it's inspirational cross-stitch designs. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then she sent me The Romance of Paula Vaughn. I am a lover of Paula Vaughn. Always have been, always will be. I love any and all of her patterns. I am not a truist. I 90% of the time don't do all the back stitching, but I love her content. I love the old-fashionedness, the quilts. It just, I just love it. And so Jackie sent me those books. Thank you, Jackie, my friend. That was so sweet. Your letter was precious. Love you dearly, and I thank you. Thank you for thinking of us. Okay, the next thing is the important bit of information. You know what? One moment, please. Okay, I had to grab the pattern. I am going to be participating with the Shepherd's Needle. There is a retreat. There is an in-person retreat, but they have a Zoom retreat with it at the same time. June 14th and 15th is the Zoom retreat, and it's a retreat with the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock, Arkansas. Summer House Stitch Works is the designer, and it's called Crowning Glory. And this is the pattern. My kit has arrived for my pre-stitching. This design is a little round to fit inside of a crown, a needle book, and a perforated paper needle board. As well, you can see this box right here. This is chock full of all kind of things. So we have to pre-stitch the crown, the needle book, and the perforated paper. You got, with your kit, the pattern. You get, there's a letter, and then there's the threads and the linen, the box. You literally get the glue and the glue brush, because we are going to finish this box inside and out. Inside the box is the crown, which we will be placing our crown piece in. There's a cabochon kit, because as well, you can see down here, we are going to be creating this scissor fob as well. So everything for that is in here. We have every paper, every board, all the batting, the velveteen, and the perforated paper that's already been cut down for you. And then as well, let me make sure I get everything back in the box. So this is everything that you need to participate in the retreat, just like everyone who will be there. As well, you got this tube, and inside the tube is all the paper that will be required to finish the box. Let me pull this out. Okay, so, and there's directions on the back. I'm not going to be showing that because it's part of the retreat, but I spoke to Miss Ann personally, the owner of the Shepherd's Needle, the other day. I gave her a buzz, and there are a few places left for in-person and for the Zoom. And you can participate in this retreat with the Shepherd's Needle and with Summer House Stitch Works. The cost of the retreat is $320. It includes everything you need. And 2 days, if you're on Zoom, you get 2 days worth of Zoom to retreat and to do all of the finishing and all the classes. So it's not just sitting and talking. You are going to learn and finish and do and have the attention and time with Summer House Stitch Works there at the Shepherd's Needle. Down below in the description box, I will put links to the online class. So if you're near Little Rock and you're within driving distance, or you live in town, you can still participate in person. And then if you would like to do that by Zoom, you can do that as well. And I will put the links in my description box. Do run, don't walk, and get yourself a place. I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun, and the designs are absolutely beautiful. As a matter of fact, what stitching queen doesn't need her own crown? I mean, seriously. Oh, with your stitching in it. So I am really excited to do this, and I adore Miss Ann. I met her in person when I did my shop hop all the way from Ohio to Texas, and I love spending time at the Shepherd's Needle, and they have been so kind and so good to me. And I just wanted to share that with you because it is going to be amazing. Okay, so that is my important piece of information and my happy mail. How about right now, I announce the winners of the giveaways. All right, so from, for sticking to one another, I apologize. From Pretty Paw Stitchers shop, we had a needle minder. You know, I should just take it out because the glare. We had this needle minder, and that is for one lucky person, and that is going to Prez by Mom. PRESBYMOM, Pres by Mom. If you will reach out to me in the at my email that is listed in the description box, I will get that out for you. Congratulations. Then we had 2 sets of scissor fobs. One was Thanksgiving and one is patriotic. And to be honest with you, as I said, whoever, I always say whoever chimes in first, I'm just going to grab whichever one. But there are 2 winners, and one is Kathy McClellan, 499. Kathy McClellan, 499. And the other winner is Femke, 90. You know what? This is not for these. This is for the scissor fobs. Excuse me, one moment. I apologize. There are 4 scissor fobs. Those are floss drops. I am so sorry. Okay, the key word was fob. And here are the 4 scissor fobs. My great apologies. Okay? These were 4 very sweet scissor fobs. As I said, I will be grabbing them at random, whoever checks in first. Okay, there's the scissor fobs, 4 winners. My apologies. Kathy McClellan, 499. Femke, 90. That's F as in Frank, EMKE, and the number 90. The 3rd winner is Brooke Purdom. And the 4th one is Stampity Jane. So you 4 are the winners of the scissor fobs. If you will contact me on my email listed below in the description box, I'll be glad to get those out. So congratulations. Okay. All right. So these are the floss drops. There's 2 winners. And the keyword was floss. There's one for Thanksgiving and there's one that's patriotic. And these were provided by Pretty Paw Stitchers. And the winners of these are Donna Sarver, 1548, and the way it's spelled is S-A-R-V-E-R. Donna Sarver, 1548. And the second winner is the German Stitcher 155. Congratulations, you are the winners of the scissor fobs. Get in touch with me. And then I was so blessed that we were given 2 of the clutches from Starlight Stitch Co. These are really awesome and they are wonderful to throw in your bag. Really, really handy. It's like a toolbox all in one. And we were gifted 2 of these by Starlight Stitching Co. And the winners of these are Janice Harrell 2109, and that's Harrell. Janice Harrell 2109. And the second winner is Brenda Happs, Happs. Congratulations, you have won the clutches. If you'll get in contact with me, I'll get those right out to you. And then our last giveaway is from my sweet friend Ellen Chester, the designer from With My Needle. She gave us the pattern Kind and True. And the winner of that is Susan Metavere. Hold on, let me just put the glasses on. I apologize. Okay. Metavere, M-E-T-I, V as in Victor, I-E-R, Metavere. It's Susan Metavere 3949. You're the winner of the Ellen Chester pattern. Get in touch with me and I will get those right out to you. I appreciate you so much and thank you for participating in the giveaway. Okay, now let's move on. Let's talk about the retreat. Oh my goodness, I have so much to share and I just can't speak highly enough of the wonderful, wonderful job that our guild did. Patty Frank and Lisa Manton were the head of the committee that brought Nicola Parkman in, and I just am dumbfounded at the absolute just grandeur of the event. It was just an amazing, amazing retreat. I cannot say enough about the hard work they put into it, the detail. Just amazing. The most amazing retreat I think I've ever been to. The way that the week went was Nicola Parkman arrived on Thursday. And on Thursday, the guild was invited. There was spaces enough for 20 people to come, and we were invited. It was first come, first serve, and 18 of us met at Montgomery Inn down on the Ohio River, and we were blessed to be able to go and have dinner with Nicola. And might I just say that she is the most gracious human. She walked in, of course she knows none of us other than we are lovers of her work and followers of her following, and she came in and greeted us and then proceeded to come and embrace each and every person. She was absolutely just as gracious as could be, and so we had great food, great conversation, and spent the evening together and got to meet her and spend some time. It was really a lot of fun, and also spend time with other guild members. And so that was just so enjoyable, over the top. Who would have thought, you know, that you would get an evening where, on top of all the other events, which were many, would be just the cream of the crop, that it would begin by being able to go have dinner with Nicola. And there were no questions off limits. We were able to talk to her and ask her everything and anything that was on our mind, not only that night, but throughout the entire event. She was extraordinarily available and filled every minute of our time with things that we will walk away with forever. So that was Thursday, and we spent just a wonderful evening together. And then the next day was Friday, and there was a meet and greet and hors d'oeuvres at the hotel. And I did not stay at the hotel, nor did Carrie. She stayed here at my house with me, because if we can go to a retreat but then stay in our jammies and just like really enjoy time together in between, that was important to us. So we stayed at the house, and it was so fun. I enjoyed so much cooking for her and spending time with her. So there's nothing, you know, the greatest gift you can give to another individual is time. And so we didn't let 1 minute slip by us. So we spent the day doing things on Thursday and Friday. I'm going to discuss that ad nauseum in the next video. But for today, we did those things. And then we went to the evening's event at the hotel. We got there early, and it was so fun because, you know, all of us Flosstubers, there's Flosstubers we want to meet, and in came Grace the Paisley Stitcher. I was so excited to meet her. You know, she's really just awesome, and I didn't realize that she was coming, and I was sitting across the lobby because we went a little early so that we could have some afternoon stitching with our friends in the lobby. And I was like, oh my gosh, did Grace the Paisley Stitcher just walk in? And there she came, and Barry from Stitch Folk, and everybody was sitting there talking. And of course I walked up, and I'm like, I had been sitting behind her, and I was like, is that Grace? Is that Grace? And I walked up and I said, hi Grace, I'm Shellie Fry, Antique Needleworkers. Yeah, I love your channel. It was so fun to meet her. She is such a wonderful, gracious, sweet, precious lady. Love her stitching, just love her channel, and I love all the things that she does. So it was so neat to meet her. Got to meet and talk to Barry from Stitch Folk, and really enjoyed some time before the reception. And then Carrie and I had gone to Keepsakes, and we were showing off something that we bought, and they were like, oh, the lady that makes those, she's up on the 4th floor, and she's actually got herself like a little store set up upstairs. And we're like, okay, where on the 4th floor? So we're asking around and asking around and asking around, and her name is Beth Wixon, and you can find Beth on all the socials. And I was looking on here. to see, what's her, she doesn't have her socials on her card, but her name is Beth Wixson, Wiksen. She is a really neat lady. And so we hustle around and find out where she's at and have somebody escort us to room 402 because she's got this little store up there set up. And we got up there and she had the stinking cutest things. First off, I'm going to show you those things. She had bags. This is one of the bags that she made. I mean, is that just it? I just love it. And it's got the antique buttons. Just the content, I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. I already have it filled, but I'm not going to open it and show you. I'll show you on the next video. But anyway, I got that one from her. She made this one. Just wonderful, beautiful bags. And then I got this one. Oh, I love it. I'm high in the season of gardening right now. You know me and my greenhouse and my garden. I'm so excited. I have strawberries and garlic and all kind of stuff all ready. Potatoes are planted, all the things. I'm so excited. And when I saw this Sowing Seed Company annual garden book and then all the stuff on the back, I fell in love with this. So I love this. And she puts the little buttons and little doodads on here. Just beautiful. And then she made this, and of course I love this because this is the way I make my bags. But she made this envelope bag. Is that just it? Look at the scissors. I mean, of course I am a self-professed scissor lover, and so I just thought that was so pretty, and I love the finish on that. So I got those things from her. Then as well, she had some scissor fobs. And of course, anything with a tomato or a strawberry. So I got this one from her. And it says sampler with a little tomato on top. Maybe you could see it a little better like this. Then I got this tomato scissor fob from her. And then I got this strawberry. It's got a wooden strawberry on it. Love that. And then I got another one, and we were roaring laughing, and it was so fun. This is a little wooden acorn. Would you look at this? I mean, this thing is so cute, but it's more than it's cracked up to be. If you unscrew it, you see that? You can put something in it. Now, it's not big enough for a needle, but if you remember the story of when I was in Amana and my friend Denise Goose Designs was down at the retreat, and I had gone back to the hotel, and my friend Sherry Ward, who went to Amana, we went together, and I called her and I said, hey, are you still stitching? Are you done yet? Because I left my medicine in my project bag. Can you bring my medicine? The little pill holder things. And so they got it out, and Denise, they were messing with it and put M&Ms in it. So now Sherry saw her not too long ago. I'm like, get her a pack of M&Ms and take them to her from me. And so anyway, I said I won't have to send my pill hook, put my blood pressure and thyroid medicine in my project bag anymore. I'll just hook it to my scissors in my acorn, and I will have extra, and I won't have to worry about. But then Denise would be so sad because she could I bet you she would put M&M. Denise, I bet you'd stick an M&M in my acorn, wouldn't you? I bet you would. That was so funny. So I thought of her immediately. But these were so adorable, and she had what I had bought, which you will see on Friday, is this ginormous tomato, and it's amazing, and you're going to love that when you see that on Friday. Keepsakes has them, and yeah, they are all that and 2 bags of chips. I love it. So anyway, she makes pumpkins as well and things like that. So we haven't even gone to the reception. We have only just been in the lobby on Friday, and we haven't even had the reception yet, but we had a really good time. So, and while we were down there, Merritt Crawford showed up, and I was so excited to meet her. Her channel on on YouTube is So Just Because, and it's like Beecuzz, So Just Because. If you're not watching Merritt Crawford, please, you need to. She's a doll face. I love her dearly. I was so excited to meet her in person. We had done some chitty chatting in advance, and it was so good to meet her. And so we hung out, did all the things in you know, in the lobby, and just waited for the evening to come. And then evening came, and it was time for the reception, and we went in, and Nicola was there. We had wonderful food. We mingled amongst each other. Everyone who did not get to meet her for dinner, everyone was available. She was available to everyone, and she would have been the last person standing if someone had not said, you know, wished her well and go get some sleep. You know, she was just so gracious and there for each and every person. And so Saturday came along, and we got there, and at the door we had our check-in, and we were given our name badges. My name badge is across the room. Maybe I'll get over to it. If not, I'll show it to you Friday. But we were given our pieces. We were given our linen, which is a tabby cat linen, and we were given our silks, which I got silks. And Margaret Hutton, it was our retreat piece, done specifically for our guild. It's a Scottish sampler, and it is lovely. There are 5 rows of specialty stitches, which constituted the body of our workshop, which I will talk to you about shortly. I've got all my silks in these silk pods. I will put a link down in, I know I'm going to get a question. I actually didn't buy these myself. Holly Neal, my friend Hobbies of Holly, got these for all of us friends who wanted to try these out. But I do have a link to the shop where these came from. They come from the UK. Shipping's a little bit pricey. You can buy 1 or you can buy 100, and shipping's like $35. So that's why Holly was like, hey, who wants some? Because I'm going to order a bunch, and we'll, you know, that way it saturated the cost down. We, Holly and I both have been debuting ones that we found on Amazon, hoping that we can, and we think we've got the prices down, and if you've got Prime, you could order them. So that will be determined, and I will get back on that with you. But these were the 103 silks that I have for mine. There are 16 colors. 16? 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No, there's 15 colors for Margaret Hutton. And we were given this beautiful tabby cat linen to go with, and we went in and everything was set up for us. And when we walked in, there were, I can't show it to you, but we were given a paper with QR codes. I'll tell you about those in a few minutes as I go along with the story. And then there was a beautiful page, a printed page that had these beautiful roses on it, and in the very center it said Mrs. Parkman's Academy of Needlework. Let me put my glasses on because I can't read the fine print. 1 stitch at a time. And I kept, this is going to be silly, but you're going to love it when I show it to you. But anyway, so we had this pretty piece of paper there, and we knew it was for something, but we weren't quite sure what. So we sat down, and the presentation began, and oh my goodness, we really went to needlework school. We went to Miss Parkman's Academy. It was unlike anything I had ever been to. She was absolutely above and beyond expectation. And she began with Margaret, and she began to talk to you about the sampler. She began to talk to you about the nuances of it, and you know that she does all kind of research on all of her patterns. And so we began the discussion, and we began the day, and immediately she had said to us that if we would go and work down the left side of the border and get the skeleton in, so we had something to count from. Believe it or not, I really did stitch, and I'm going to show you that. I got my left hand border from the very top all the way down, and I made my turn, and I even got half of my leaves in for my flowers. And the reason for that was during she begins her presentation and we begin to stitch. She begins to teach us. This was full all-out teaching. We were taught. And at first, there were several of us because my very good friend Ellen Chester, my friend Jen Nasca, and Kim Storer, and Carrie, and I, and Merritt, we all wanted to sit by each other. And we, normally you have round tables. Well, it was not set up that way. It was set up schoolroom style with rows. And we were like, oh, really? That's, but none of us had ever been to an event like this, conducted this way. And it, down to the seating arrangements, were pristinely perfect for what we were going to encounter and experience at this retreat. So she tells us to begin to stitch. She begins her presentation. She is so very thorough, very detailed. And we then got to our first stitch, which was a double running stitch with a herringbone. So you got 2 stitches, but they made up the border there. So she then began to teach us. And it was so very neat. That's where the QR codes came in. She began to tell us all about it. She gave us an explanation. And then on these 2 huge screens, there was film that would begin to play, and it was an up-close view of her executing the stitches on her linen. But she had pre-recorded these lessons. And so what happened was we got the lessons on the screen while Nicola walked the school rows. It was the neatest thing. And if you needed help, she would come and she would say, there all the time that you need. And she would sit with you and help you. If you had just a total misunderstanding, she would straighten you out. She would encourage you and check your work. It was wonderful. So those rows were wonderful, so she could walk them and help us. So we did that. And then while we were practicing those stitches, the very first thing comes along. So our kit wasn't already received. Our guild put together the most magnificent. So we're stitching, and then the volunteers were sent up, and all of a sudden we all look up and announcements made that the next gift is coming for us. Our guild had Penny and Tunny create the matching bags for our Margaret Hutton. And so along came the row, and each and every one of us were given one of these beautiful custom-made Penny and Tunny bags made specifically and only for our retreat. And so that was gobsmacking. So, we now have the full kit in fabric. We are being taught personally by Nicola Parkman, and then here comes a present. And so as the day progressed, let me remember before I forget, then we got this paper. And there were QR codes on there. And Nicola explained to us that each and every one of those QR codes were for our personal use for 1 year. And all we had to do was take our phones and scan the QR code. And the very video we watched would come up on our phone for a whole year, and we could, if we had trouble with those stitches, be able to then have her with us still to continue learning, which it was like so well thought out. Then she moved on to the next stitches. We did Algerian eyelets, we did 4-sided stitches, and we did the queen stitch because there are rows of each and every one. And so that's how we spent our day, was learning our stitches and her checking with us. It was absolutely the neatest, funnest thing. Now, the reason why she wanted us to go down the rows was because she wanted us to be able to count to get to the divider bars where the specialty stitches were. But also she said, but if we didn't want to do that, we could practice in the margins. And the minute that she said that, as a collector of antique samplers and lover of all of the above, and also other things that I do, I thought, oh, I'm not going to practice my bands. I want to put my stitches into the margins. So I practiced my stitches. These are my queen stitches. And this is my double running back stitch with herringbone, and then down here are my Algerian eyelets and my 4-sided stitches. And the reason why I put mine in the margins, when I get Margaret done, I am going to take her to my framer. I'm going to take her up to Craft Gallery, and I am going to talk to them and tell them that when I don't want my piece cut down. I want them to pin it and lace it and leave the extra linen in the back. And I have these big stickers that you can get on Amazon, and I am going to get on my computer and I'm going to write all about my sampler, and that underneath the frame there are hidden stitches that, and I want to tell the story about that. And so one day in posterity, when I'm no longer here, I will have one on the back of the frame, but I'm also going to have a second one that I take with me up to Craft Gallery for them to frame this, and I want them to put it in the back in the back of the frame on the inside, in case the other one on the outside gets lost. That way someone could say, oh look, she went to Miss Parkman's Academy of Needlework and she was learning her stitches, and there they are. Wouldn't that be fun? I just thought that would be so neat. So yes, I know that they won't mind at all to do that for me up there. They are so absolutely precious. And so yeah, that's my plans. So as the day carried on, then we found out what the fancy paper was. I don't know that other people were paying as much attention, but I knew that every detail was, there was so many details, nothing was left unturned, that I knew that there was something with the paper. So then a video comes up. She tells us, and she says, now pay attention to the video. There's this beautiful piece of paper, the one that says the Academy of Needlework, and what we're gonna do, and she holds up this origami box. That was so cute. And she said, now we're going to take a break and we're going to make an Ort container. And this, it was just a regular piece of paper, an A4 sheet of paper with the beautiful stitching, the beautiful roses, and then the Academy of Needlework on there. And Nicola Parkman sat and taught us personally how to fold this thing and make a little Ort box to throw. She told us when we were all done with the retreat, we could just chuck them in the bin. And I was like, throw it away, are you kidding me? That's the coolest thing. We loved it so much in our section that we looked up and we were able to find on Etsy the paper, but of course it doesn't say Miss Parkman's Academy of Needlework, but it does have the roses. And I was able to find on YouTube, if you look up A4, which is a regular, that's the size of A4 paper, is regular paper. If you look up A4 origami box, you can learn to do this too, and you can find this paper or any paper and make yourself a little bin. That was so much fun, so much fun. So that was something else that we did the first day. And then, as I said, things kept being delivered to us. And it just kept going and going. The next thing that was delivered to us was a custom-made needle bling, thread bling, and it is got Margaret's motifs on it. But our guild had these custom-made Queen City Sampler Guild charms made for us. The Flying Pig Marathon was going on. They had a flying pig put on there, a heart, a crown because we're the Queen City, and 2024 tag. So this came around, so this was gift. That was the next gift. Then the next gift was they had tumblers made for us of our sampler, and it says on the side, Queen City Sampler Guild, Miss Parkman's Academy of Needlework. And of course we've got our straws and our cleaners. And then later on in the day, another gift came. We received the cloth, the glasses cloth. Then a little bit later in the day, we got a pack of cards with our sampler on it. So it's a full pack of plain gift cards. And then later on in the day, we got a matching needle book that was custom made by my friend Kim Storer. who is part of the guild. They had her make these. So we got everything to go. I mean, it just kept coming and coming and coming. It was so wonderful. When we checked in, our threads were in these bags as well, but of course we did the bougie route and put them in our fancy schwanky little thingies here. So, but anyway, that was how the day went with Nicola. It was just absolutely amazing. And then along with the things that went from the retreat itself, then friends began to walk around and bring things to us. Merritt Crawford, when I filmed the video yesterday, I couldn't wait. I have been waiting since the retreat. Merritt put together these beautiful bags. What was hanging on the outside was Merritt stitched this for each one of us in our group with a queen's crown on it, because Queen City Sampler Guild. She handmade these wool roses, and if you know anything about the date, it was also the date of the Kentucky Derby, and she looked beautiful. She came dressed with a dress and a full hat. She was gorgeous. Nicola loved it and talked about it. And so this was on there, and she gave us some candy and other little things in the bag. And yesterday, the minute that the video went off, I grabbed that candy and ate it. So, well, I'm sorry. You don't get to see my candy. Another woman made us, each one of us, these little Orch containers, the little fold-up twist and turns. So neat. Our sweet friend Holly from Hobbies of Holly, she brought our group these neat little stands. They're wood, and on the top there's a magnet and a hole for your scissors. So neat. And it says Union Farm on the bottom. I'm not sure where she got them, but they're very neat. And then she gave us some of her floss drops. And then Beth, who I had bought the acorns in the sampler, scissor fobs in the bags from, she also had her husband cut down vintage yardsticks, and each one is in 3-inch increments so that you could put this on your bag. So you can always do your measuring for your corner if you're not going to center start. So that was so much fun. Then my precious, precious sweet friend, Ellen Chester, she, for our little group, she knows each of us very well, and she brought us each a wrapped package filled with her patterns. And she gave me Tell Me Ye Knowing. She gave each and every one of us the Ackworth Friendship book, which is amazing, and I'm so excited about this because my friend Kim, Jan Naska, and Carrie and I are having Ellen come to my mill, and this is already arranged, but we're having 20 people come, and Ellen is going to do a private teaching for us, and this is our project. So very excited about that. Then she gave me Sentiments 1 and 2 with the little bluebirds on them. Oh, let's see. There you go. That's much better. And then she gave me With a Pleasant Thought. So thank you, Ellen. Love you dearly. She's in Scotland. Jealous. She flew out on Saturday night. I can't wait till she gets home. And then she also had saved Whitman sampler tins and brought one to each of us in our group. And then she also, this was a gift for me. I had talked in my video about how I didn't want to take I wanted to use my sampler towels that I got from Nicola in the kitchen, and I just didn't want to make a project bag from it. And I had told you how I saw Ellen, how she had one done. Well, this is the exact same towel, and it came from the Fitzwilliam Museum in Cambridge. And she said, Shelly, I gave you the towel so that you can hang your Nicola ones in the kitchen, but we'll have matching bags. So I'm going to make a matching bag with Ellen with the towel she brought me. So I was really excited about that. And then she brought me this gift, and she wasn't quite sure of it. She knows that it's a thread holder, but she knew that I would super sleuth it and figure it out, but it's made from bone. And so this is a study project as well as a gift, because I am going to find out anything and everything I can about this vintage bone thread holder. And then to the entire audience at the event, she brought these bone fish. They're made from bone. And what they are thread holders. You just wrap your thread around the fish. And there's a hole in the top. You can actually sit your needle and stick it in there. But she brought each and every person 2 of these bone fish. It was so sweet. I just thought that was so neat. So those were some of the things that were brought around. And then another member of the guild made some scissor fobs, and some said sampler, some said stitch, some said all kind of things, but I chose one that said, that has the initials for the Queen City Sampler Guild. And so that was something else that came around. So it was just, oh, it was just amazing. It was amazing. And that was just day 1. And then we moved on to day 2, and some of the neat things that came next were Nicola discussing in complete detail some other samplers that she brought. One of the things, it was announced publicly on that last day, but we got to see it privately. But the Queen of the May was there at our retreat, and we got to see her. And on that last day, after it had been released to the public through the stores, we were allowed to purchase the Queen of the May directly from her. And we did that. I have mine all kitted up. I actually have mine started, but you will see that in the next video. So she discussed all the details about the Queen of the May, went into, it was like nothing I had ever been to. I just, words, they leave me on how to even, it's just gobsmacking what we got, you know, as far as education, and her talking in just the detail that she went into to prepare this event, and to prepare the backgrounds and all of the wonderful things. She also debuted to us Charlotte Amelia Stevens, and we were given permission to purchase this from her. It is a companion piece. I can't remember exactly. It's like a companion piece to one of, by the time the weekend was over, we walked away with four charts, 2 of which we could buy, and that was this one, or no, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this was, she went into discussion and told us about this one, Charlotte Amelia Stevens. And when I tell you that she tells you the details, she tells you the details. And the next one that I'm going to show you that we were able to purchase, this one we were able to purchase, the Queen of the May, and this next one, which is called Georgiana, Caroline Williams. This, hearing about Georgiana, you felt like you could literally, well, you could literally see it, because Nicola had done such research and told us the stories of these girls, but in particular, Miss Georgiana, she had done such thorough research. I think it was a drone, but we had video footage of the home that she grew up in. She was part of the nobility of England, so she lived in, I guess it was a castle, but maybe it was more like a manor. And then when her father died, they did go and live in a manor, and there we got to see video of that. She was able to, she found the whole entire history of this family, and she told details about all of her family. And then she went into exquisite detail. She had found a newspaper article of when Georgiana was married, and if you notice the picture that she happened to choose to use to represent her, she's a bride, but she found a periodical with the tellings of Georgiana's wedding. Georgiana's wedding, they said that her beautiful blue eyes just sparkled off the colors of her dress. It told the colors of the dress of her ladies in waiting. It told her bridesmaids, and also told the color and description of her mother's dress. She had details after details. She talked about what happened to her. She died at a very young age. It was gobsmacking, as well as she had pictures of the church where Georgiana was married inside and out. It was so neat. So she just, all I can say is she gave and she gave and she gave and she gave, and then she gave some more. And then at the very end of the retreat, before we departed, I will show you on Friday, but we were able to, she had a lot of 56 count linen. It was all from Needle and Flax, which you know I love. So Carrie and I split a yard of 2 different 46 counts, and then the girls and I, Carrie, Kim, Jen Naska, and I, we all split a yard of 56, and the last sampler, this was a gift, a parting gift for us, was Honora Maxwell, 1862. It's a token, a token of love sampler, and we were taught all about a token of love sampler. Now I have on my socials showed you. If you watch my socials, you will have seen the border of this, because I've got it done, and I did it 56 count Thornfield. You will see that on Friday. But she told us all about the life of Honora Maxwell, and she lived in New York. She was an American girl, and she taught us about a token of love sampler, and she told us that Honora actually stitched her token of love for her baby sister. And she said as a parting gift, she was giving us the token of love sampler as a token of love to us, and gave us also that she is available to us at all times, because she wants to instill in us the love of our needlework and help us whatever we need. It was just above and beyond, head and shoulders exemplary to anything I had ever experienced. If you ever have the opportunity to ever go and sit at a workshop with Nicola Parkman, save your pennies, save your dollars. It is worth every penny. But on top of that, I just can't brag enough about our guild and the attention to detail that our retreat, Patty Frank and Lisa Manton, the excellence to which they executed this for our guild was beyond comprehension, and I cannot say enough about it. In just a word in advance, we may be doing this again in 2 to 3 years. So put it on your books to pay attention. Join the Queen City Sampler Guild so you can be abreast of all the things that we do, because boy, those girls they just did an amazing job. Bravo, friends. I'm so proud to be a part of those things, but I was so excited to be present at such a wonderful event as a stitcher. And so, see, I didn't barely show you anything. So I bet you understand why I had to just tank the video that I didn't upload, because it took me that long to just go over the details. There was so much to talk about, so much joy, so many memories that I garnered from that event. Time with friends, I learned things. The charge that Nicola gave us at the end of the event is she talked extensively about why little girls made samplers, and why it's so important that we continue and share, and because there is so much involved with what this was about. This wasn't just ABCs on a piece of linen. This was opportunities for little girls to be educated, which they weren't. It gave them an opportunity for employment. It taught them how to run households. It just was so much. And she said, each and every one of you sitting in my presence is a teacher, and I charge you that you go forward and you continue and you teach others. And I was so absolutely encouraged by that, and I take that charge, and I will do that. I will share that, and I give you that charge too. It's not just thread and fabric. It's passing on traditions, but it's also honoring where it came from, and it's that artist within you. And I just cannot say enough about the wonderful, beautiful event that I just took part in. And so, yes, that I have come to the end of the retreat talk. So, do you see why I had to do 2 videos? That first video, whoo, you would have turned me off or given me an award. It was the longest video ever produced off of one of my cameras. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed today. I hope that you're encouraged that whether you can go to an in-house event like I just did, or you are able to participate in something such as the Shepherd's Needle event that's coming, where you're going to learn so much from Summer House Stitch Works. I encourage you, get yourself involved in one of these things. It's worth every penny, and it's worth every single minute. And I am so glad that you joined me here today. I'm so thankful that you just spent that time with me and gave me your time to share my time with you about something I'm so passionate about, and that's our stitching. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed sharing it with you. I will have another video this week, and I will show you all the other things that would have just been too much to be together in this one. And that way you were able to really just enjoy this and it not be too much information. So with that being said, I think that's the end of the day for me. But until I see you again, I wish you many happy stitches, my friends. Bye-bye.